Hey guys, it's been a little while since I've filmed, so excuse me if I'm a bit rusty today. It feels like the last couple days have been like a whole nother year. It is currently the 28th, so we've had Christmas, we've had Boxing Day. So yeah, it's been a busy couple of days. So today's video isn't really going to be about the makeup, it's more going to be about the 2019 wrap up. But I'll obviously do my makeup so you guys have something to watch while I talk. So I'm just going to quickly prime my eyes with the primer potion from Urban Decay. But yeah, I guess we have quite a bit to talk about. This year has been insane, and if anything, it's just made me more excited for next year. So yeah, so I think the first thing I kind of want to talk about is my goals for the year and whether or not I reached them. There is like 4 days or something left of the year, so you'll be seeing this on the 31st, the last day of the year. But yeah, so 28th, so there's like 3 or 4 days left of the year. So when I'm filming this, it's not really the end of the year, but it technically is. I don't know. Anyway, you know what I mean. I have to pre-film this because yeah. Anyway, today I'm going to be jumping into my Jacqueline Hill palette. I'm just going to be playing around with like more of like the ready kind of tones. I think that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, I don't even really know where to start, to be honest. I guess we'll start by talking about my goals. The first colour I'm going to take is this, like, sorry, I'm a mess. Where is it? This one, and I think it's called Hunts. Okay, so I set myself 4 goals, and I kind of only really set them about, I don't know, more towards the end of the year, so they weren't like, it wasn't like I sat down at the end of 2018 and was like, these are my goals for the year, this is what I want to do. It wasn't like that at all. I feel like I've kind of, as the year has gone on, I've become more dedicated to my channel. So I only really set the goals towards the end of the year. But anyway, so I set 4 goals. I wanted to have 10,000 Instagram followers. I wanted to have 2,000 YouTube subscribers. I wanted one of my videos to reach 10,000 views. And I wanted a total of 100k views on YouTube. So the first one of having 10,000 followers on Instagram we reached, which is amazing. You guys would know that by now. I reached that, I think it was like November or something, which was so awesome. Such an amazing feeling. And then not long after, we reached the, I can't remember if the 10,000 views came first or if the 2,000 subscribers came first. But either way, I reached both of those as well, which is awesome. My Instagram now has 12,000 followers and my YouTube has 2,400 subscribers or something. So we've kept growing since we've reached them, and I'm just so internally grateful, like eternally. I'm just so grateful. I think that is amazing, and I'm just, so thankful for everyone who made it possible. I feel like, yeah, just this year has just really been amazing. I've had a lot of highs and lows, and yeah. So the only goal I didn't reach was the 10,000 views. 100,000 views total YouTube. I have 76,000. So unless one of my videos goes viral overnight in the next couple of days, and then I don't think I'm going to reach 10,000, which is fine. The whole point of setting goals is to strive and to, lift yourself higher, and I feel like I've definitely done that. So yeah, so 3 out of 4, not bad. I can't complain. I'm really happy. I think that's an awesome effort, and yeah, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who helped me reach those goals. Obviously, I've been working hard, but it wouldn't have mattered if you guys weren't here to help. So thank you guys so much for all of your help and your love and support throughout this year. You guys have been amazing, and yeah, I owe so much to you. The next shade I'm going to go in with is Jack's, which is this shade here. And I'm just going to put that on the outer corner. So, yeah, those were my goals for the year. So I'm feeling very accomplished. Obviously there's one that I didn't reach, but to be honest, to me it doesn't even matter because yeah, I'm just so grateful that we were able to reach the other 3, and yeah, I'm just so excited for next year. So I guess I kind of want to talk about this year and what happened in this year, and you know, all the good points and all the low points. And so I guess we'll start. The start of 2019 started very shit. Sam and I broke up in December 2018. A lot of stuff happened in December 2018. It was a awful month. One of the things that happened in December 2018 was 2 people I knew were in a car accident which claimed both of their lives. So the car accident happened on the 27th, which was actually a year ago yesterday. So, you know, I kind of woke up feeling very awful, and then my dad and I drove to my nan's house, which is like a couple hours away, and, you know, talked about it the whole time. I feel like he was able to make me feel a lot better and just kind of talk about it. I feel like grief is a very, very weird thing, and there's so many emotions that come from it, and it's really, really hard to deconstruct at times. It's really hard to kind of put into words how you're feeling. It's even hard to know how you're feeling. Like, I feel like you feel so many different emotions, and it's just a very, very odd, just poke myself in the eye. It's a very, very odd thing to go through, grieving. It's really the strangest thing. You feel so many different things and you think so many different things, but my dad and I were able to talk about it a lot yesterday, which I feel like really helped me and just made me feel a lot better, because I was very conflicted and I was very in my own mind and I was ready to just stay home and I didn't want to go and see my nan. But then my dad was like, well, actually I decided to end up going, and I feel like I'm really glad that I did, because yeah, I was kind of able to talk through my feelings and break that down. The next shade I'm going to go into is Queen, I think. This one here. I'm just going to put this like pretty much all over the lid. That's pretty. I'm going to wet my brush though. So yeah. 2 people I knew died in a car accident, December 2018. So January is a bit of a shit month. The first week of January, I was going to my friend's funeral, which it was really, really. We shouldn't have been at her funeral, you know what I mean? Like, it was kind of like, well, why am I here? Like, why is she having a funeral at all? She shouldn't need a funeral, because she shouldn't be dead. You know what I mean? So going to the funeral was really, it brought a lot of emotions, obviously. And yeah, so, you know, the whole thing of actually going to the funeral was just annoying, because it was like, I shouldn't even be here, because this shouldn't even be happening. Like, and I don't mean annoying as in like obviously I was there to honour her, and like, you know, not actually going to the funeral was annoying, but the fact that there was a funeral in the first place was annoying, because it's like, this isn't fair, if you know what I mean. So that brought a lot of emotions, but the funeral itself was a beautiful service. It was done so nicely. It felt so much more like celebrating her life than being there because she wasn't here anymore, if that makes sense. Like, it was called a celebration of life, and I feel like that couldn't have been like a more perfect name, because it was done so beautifully. Like, it really did feel like we were all there to just talk about her and to honour her life, and I've never been to a funeral that was done like so non-sadly, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't, you know how some funerals, like the whole atmosphere just feels sad, like it feels like, because obviously funerals are a very sad time, so I feel like most of the time when people are planning funerals, they say things that are sad, and you know, they put on sad songs and stuff, because obviously it's a very, very sad time. But Shelby's was not like that at all. It was a celebration of life. It was really, really nice. It was done so well, and the whole thing just felt like we were there to honor her and celebrate her, and it wasn't like it was done to make you feel sad, if that makes sense. Like, it was really, really nice. I think they did an awesome job, because knowing Shelby, she wouldn't have wanted us to be there and to be grieving and to be having a sad, you know, she wouldn't have wanted her funeral to be that. I think they did such a great job of representing her and honouring her, and the funeral itself was just, as sad as it was that we were there, it was done beautifully. It was done so nicely, and the whole thing was just really tasteful, and just, it was as nice as a funeral can be, if that makes sense. I'm just going back into that Jack's colour, that dark outer corner shade, and blending that. But still, obviously, a funeral is sad, and starting the year with a funeral was very sad. And yeah, so Sam and I broke up in December. We had some things go on. We got back together, obviously. But I guess once you get back together, things aren't perfect right away, if that makes sense, because obviously, like, it's a breakup, you need time to heal. But we are better than ever now, which is amazing. But obviously in January it was a little bit tough, because, you know, we just got back to get, like, you know what I mean, like, it was, I don't know, like, we were good, but it was also kind of like where we just broke up, so it was a little bit, you know. But anyway, so that was a little bit tough as well. But yeah, we're better than ever now. So I know it sounds probably bad, but I'm really glad that we did have that breakup, because I think it brought us closer together. So yeah, in March, well, my auntie Vicky was sick, and then she passed away in March from cancer. So that was really sad as well, obviously. It was so weird. We were in the hospital seeing her, and she was her old self. She was up in the bed cracking jokes, all that kind of stuff. And then we went and saw her a couple of days later, and she couldn't even talk, which was weird, because it was just like I don't know, it was very, like, it's a very, very weird thing, because it's like we literally watched her deteriorate. She passed away not long after, which I know this sounds awful again, but I'm so grateful for, because seeing that fast of a decrease in her, I was just so glad that it was quick, and, you know, she was pain-free. I know she was ready to go. She told the doctors she was ready to go. So yeah, she passed away, which was obviously very, very sad. But at the same time, I'm also glad that she's pain-free, that it was quick. It wasn't like she suffered for years or anything like that. Like, she was really, really happy when we first saw her, and then, you know, within a week she was gone. So it was nice to know that it was quick and as pain-free as possible, because I'm sure, you know, obviously the hospital would have done everything they could to make sure that, you know, it was easy as possible for her, if that makes sense, like, and as painless as possible. But anyway, she passed away like a couple days before we went to Brisbane. So we took a family vacation in March. I'm just using the Tarte kitten liner. Oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to talk while I do this. Hang on, let me just explain this first, and then yeah. So we took a family vacation in March. We went to Brisbane, which was amazing, but it was a little bit hard because obviously Auntie Vicky had just died. Shelby had died a few months before, and the whole thing, it was just like, it was really kind of hard to, like, don't get me wrong, I had the best time over there, but I also felt kind of guilty and that I shouldn't have been enjoying my time because I just lost these two people, and it was like, why should I be having a good time when they're not even here anymore? You know what I mean? So that's the whole thing about grief, is it's very like, it makes you think of these really weird things, and I knew that that was not the right way to think, because other way around, I wouldn't have wanted them to think that, if that makes sense. Like, and I know that they wouldn't have wanted me to think like that, but it's just one of those things when you're grieving, you just think all these things even if they don't really make sense. But Brisbane was an amazing, amazing time, apart from, like, you know, obviously, you know, having those kind of background thoughts. We had such a great time, and I'm so grateful that we got to go away, and I'm so grateful that I got to spend that time with my family and Sam, and yeah, it was just really, really nice. I decided to go to the doctor and start anxiety medication when I came back from Brisbane, because there was a lot of things in Brisbane that I didn't do because of how anxious I was. So when I came back from Brisbane, that's when I made the choice to go to the doctor. I've been struggling with anxiety for so long, and that's when I made the choice to go to the doctor and be like, okay, I'm ready to try this. I held off on doing it for the longest time because I was like, I should be able to fix it myself. But, you know, that's not always the case. I've been struggling with anxiety for years. For as long as I can remember, I've done everything possible that I could try, and it just wasn't going away. And that's the thing with a mental illness. Like, you wouldn't expect someone who had a broken leg to just walk on it until it got better. You need that time. You need a crutch. You need it to heal. You need, you know, it to get strong again before you can walk on it. And it's the same with your brain. You need, you know, the anxiety. The medication is kind of like a crutch to strengthen your brain while you're working on healing it until you're like good enough to do it yourself again, if that makes sense. Going on anxiety medication has changed my life, and I don't really want to speak on this too much because everyone has different experiences with medication. Like, it does, some people it makes so much worse, it makes them suicidal, all that kind of stuff. So I don't want you to go to the doctor on my recommendation, if that makes sense. Every person is different, every mental illness is different, everyone experiences it differently, but just in my personal opinion, medication has changed my life, and I kind of thought for so long that I shouldn't do it, and, you know, I kind of thought that there was a bit of a stigma around it, and that, you know, I should just be able to fix it myself, it's in my head, so why can't I just like think differently? But it's not like that at all, it really isn't, and I'm so glad that I made the choice and that I decided to go on the medication, because it has done wonders, and I feel like it has brought back the value of my life so much. I still struggle with anxious thoughts, but I don't have panic attacks. I am able to get through the day, even just the small things, like I used to not be able to cross a road, and now I can cross a road without even thinking about it. I used to not be able to like walk down the road without thinking, oh my god, I'm alone, like what about if this happens, what about if that happens, and now I just, you know, I can walk down the road without ever thinking about that kind of stuff, if that makes sense. Like, just the small things that used to be such hard challenges for me, I can do now without blinking an eye, and it has just changed my life so much. Okay, I'm going to go off camera, do my liner, lashes, and then I'll be back to do the face and talk about the rest of the stuff. Okay, so I just used Doll Beauty lashes in Jasmine. I used the Tarte Kitten liner, Benefit They're Real mascara primer, and Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So now I'm going to prime my face with the Laura Mercier foundation primer. Okay, it's been a while because I took a break and watched some Grey's Anatomy while I was putting my lashes on. But what was I talking about? Anxiety medication. Okay, so yeah, I did that after I came back from Brisbane, so that was probably around like April, And then in April I also bought my first car, which was amazing. That seems so weird that it actually happened this year because it seems like so long ago, but I bought my first car. Cost me $3,500 and it's a little Kia and I just love it so much. It's so cute. I'm going to take the Too Faced Do You Fresh Glow Foundation in Snow. So yeah, I bought my first car with the help of my grandpa. The way it worked was, instead of me getting out a loan, he gave me the money and I paid him back so that I didn't have to pay interest and stuff. So yeah, he lent me $3,500 and then I just paid him, I think I paid $150 every week until I paid the car back. So that took me a couple months. But yeah, so that he was a huge help, thank goodness, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get it, or I probably would have still been paying off the car now because of like interest. That was the only reason I didn't want to get a loan, because you just end up paying so much money in interest, which I'm not about. So yeah, I got my first car, which was awesome, which means I've also been learning to drive. I got my L's 3 years ago after I turned 16. I got them in like September, I think. September 2016. So yeah, I got them like 3 years ago. And then I got my L2s in June this year, because obviously I've been driving my car. I got a automatic because I've tried to drive a manual and I just don't really get it, and it stresses me out, and I just feel like automatic is better for me. I really struggled with the gears and like having I would look down at them and stuff, which I just don't think is safe. So automatic's good for me because all I have to worry about is accelerating and braking, and then I can spend all of my time while driving looking directly at the road, if that makes sense, you know. Which I feel like works better for me because, you know, the less distractions and the less things I have to worry about, the better. People say that manual is good because it keeps you focused because you have to change gears and stuff, but I am not the kind of person to lose focus ever. I'm just taking the benefit Boying Cakeless Concealer in too. Like when I'm driving, I pay full attention because I'm very wary about that kind of thing. I'm a very, very safe driver. So yeah, I bought my first car and I got my L2s, which is awesome. So I should be able to drive by myself if all goes well in March next year, which will be amazing. What else happened? I turned 19, so I threw a party called SoJo Land, which is just like a makeup themed party. So we had like makeup trivia and we did like catwalk. We had like a catwalk and we had like little makeup themed food. What else did we do? We had like kind of like the Price is Right kind of game where you had to guess like the price of makeup and put it like from like most expensive to least expensive. It was a really, really good day. I'm just taking the Too Faced Born This Way powder, translucent. So yeah, that was a really, really nice day. My sister and my mum helped me out so much with that, which I'm super grateful for because I'm so bad at organising things. But my sister is really good. She cooked all the food and set it all up, and yeah, so I'm super grateful. That was a really fun day. But yeah, as I said, I turned 19, so I got 3 tattoos on my birthday. So yeah, I got 3 tattoos this year. I want to talk about what my tattoos mean and stuff soon, because I like the meanings behind them. I think they're cute. But anyway, talk about that later. What else happened this year? Towards the end of the year, a family member of mine committed suicide, which if you guys watched my video, you would know that, yeah, he committed suicide, which I'd never had someone that I knew personally commit suicide. So I think that was really tough on my family. I usually like to try and put a positive spin on things, but you know. It's like with Auntie Vicky, like, you know, I was like, well, you know, she had a full life, she went quickly, like, you know, with Shelby and her boyfriend, it was like, well, it was painless, you know. Isaac died instantly, Shelby was surrounded by her family, they went together, you know, they were both happy and lived, you know. You can kind of put almost positive spins on that, but with the suicide, it wasn't like that at all. There was no way that you could turn that positive. Like, so that was something that was really, really tough, because it was just such a sad, and I just had to accept it. I just had to accept that there was no way that I was ever going to make that feel better. So that was pretty tough. My whole family went to that funeral, obviously, as it was a family thing. So that was something that was really, really awful. I guess one positive thing that came out of that was I was able to film a video talking about suicide, and I've had a few comments on that video saying that it really helped them, and that is like, yeah, some of the comments on that video, like, of people saying that, you know, they were feeling suicidal and then they watched that video and it made them feel better. Like, I just don't ever think I'm going to be able to explain what that means to me, because watching my family go through that and going through it, it was so awful. So if I could, you know, stop another family from having to go through that, or make, you know, someone feel better who is feeling really down, like, I think that is just the best feeling in the world, to be honest. Just knowing that, you know, I could potentially save someone's life. So I guess that's the only positive thing that came out of that situation, was that since then a few people have said that that video has helped them, which has been awesome, because, yeah, as I said, I'd never, ever, ever, ever want someone else to go through what we went through. That was awful. So awful. I just used the MAC Studio Fix powder to set my face, and I'm just going to bronze with the Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer in Sweet Tea. So yeah, towards the end of the year is when I started to reach all my goals, so they all came within like the last 2 months, which has been amazing. I also moved in with my sister this year, which has been really nice. But yeah, I'm ending the year on a really, really positive note. Sam and I are in the best position we've ever been in. I love him with all of my heart, and we just have the best time together, and he's just my absolute best friend, and it's really nice compared to the situation we're in this time last year. But just this year we are really striving, and we've worked so hard, and he has worked so hard, and he has achieved so many awesome things, and yeah, I feel like I've achieved a lot of awesome things too. I received my very first PR packages this year, which is just the most insane feeling, that people are sending me things for free because they want me to try them. Like, what? that's a really, really, really weird feeling, but like one of the best feelings as well. I'm going to take the MAC Hyper Real Glow, I think. I kind of want to take the gold shade. It's a little bit too dark for me, but I don't care. So yeah, this year has been amazing. There has been a lot of down points, but you know, that's life. There's always going to be down points. And yeah, one thing that I really struggled with losing those few people is like, you know, the kind of thing of like, well, why should I be here? Why should I be enjoying life if they're not even here anymore? But I feel like I need to be the opposite. I need to be like, okay, I'm gonna live my life to the absolute fullest for them, if that makes sense. And just because I am so lucky that I'm here every day that I wake up, I'm truly, truly blessed every day that, you know, my head hits the pillow and I'm going to sleep, and my family's safe, and I still have my boyfriend, and I have my channel, and you know, I can hear my dog snoring, and I've just kissed my nephew goodnight. Like, all of those things, like, You know, I send a text to my mum and dad and say like good night. You know, just all of those things are such huge blessings. I need to focus on them and to not feel guilty for being here, but just to make sure that when my time does come that I've lived my life to the absolute fullest. I'm going to take, I might take, I think it's called Roxanne, which is this shade here, and I'm going to put that under my eye, like on my lower lash line. So yeah, 2019 has been awesome. So awesome, and I'm so blessed. Okay, and then I'm just going to put on some lower lash mascara. So we've just had Christmas. Christmas was absolutely amazing this year. I don't know why, like, well, I do know why, but you know what I mean, like, Christmas is always like really good. I love Christmas, but this year was just, it was just such a nice vibe the whole time. Like, it was just such a fun day. Christmas Eve, my family and I watched a Christmas movie together and had like dips and just little cakes and biscuits and cheeses and all that kind of thing, and then we all watched a movie together in our matching Christmas pajamas. And then Christmas Day, Mum, Dad and Belle came over to my house, like mine and Jordan's house. We all opened our presents here, and then we went to Mum and Dad's house and opened all the presents they had there. And then I had 2 naps on Christmas. It was a busy day, but yeah, and then we went over for lunch. And the whole thing was just so nice. It was so relaxing, so happy, just such a chill, nice, happy day. Like, Christmas was really, really nice this year. And I really took the time to kind of sit and reflect and like be grateful that, you know, me and my family are here. We're happy, we're healthy. And yeah, it was just a really, really nice year. It was one that I'm going to remember forever. So I feel like this year has had its extreme lows, but it has had its extreme highs, and I'm just feeling so much happier about life. I wake up and I'm so excited to be alive and to be here, which is such a like a different view that I like than what I used to have, where I'd wake up and I'm like, stuff this. But now life is just amazing, and I feel like I've really changed my outlook on everything, and yeah, I'm super grateful. I'm just gonna go off camera and do my hair, and then I'll be back and show you the finished look. Okay, so I just did my hair and I also put on a lipstick. I just used the Morphe matte lipstick in Boo, but I wouldn't say it's matte. It doesn't feel matte, and it's not transfer proof. I feel like it's more like satin. But anyway, this is the finished look. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope it made sense. I feel like I rambled a lot, but it's kind of hard to condense a whole year into like a 30-minute video. But yeah, I am so grateful for this year. Obviously there was some downtimes, as we talked about, but there were so many highs as well, and I'm just so grateful for such an amazing year and just such an amazing life. And yeah, thank you guys so much for everything this year. You guys have been amazing, and I will never be able to thank you. I'll never be able to thank you enough. I love you guys with all my heart, and I'm so excited for 2020 together. This is going to be amazing. So thank you guys for everything, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!